We're on the prowl.
Hello and welcome to On the Prowl. We're your sports editors for the Daily Princetonian, here to talk about a couple of the biggest issues in Princeton and Ivy League sports. And one of the biggest issues that's been coming up in the recent past week or two is the idea of an Ivy League basketball tournament. As you know, Ivy League's the only conference in Division I doesn't have a basketball tournament to decide its representative in the NCAA tournament. But there's a proposal to change it right now. It's the men's Ivy League coaches are putting together a proposal. They're going to send it to the athletic directors, the administrators, try to get it passed to institute. It would probably be a 4-team conference tournament. And this is obviously a hot-button issue in Ivy League athletics, has always been for some time. There's still a lot of steps to go if it's going to pass, but right now, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm a fan of the current system that we have right now, this 14-game regular season. It's like, as the coaches say, it's kind of a cliche, but it's true. It's a 14-game playoff. Every single regular season game matters. Past couple of years, we've had these huge regular season games. We've had Princeton-Harvard last year, Princeton-Harvard this year, Princeton-Penn last year, Princeton-Penn this year. I mean, these really important regular season games with a lot of national attention at a time when other conferences, they're in the middle of their conference schedule, maybe not that important because they have these conference tournaments, but they're all clustered together. And if Princeton had a conference tournament, maybe wouldn't get as much attention because it's at the same time as all of these other conference tournaments.
Yeah, and I actually think that your point, the evidence you gave, proves the other point. The fact that we've had a one-game playoff against Harvard, a Penn game on the extra Tuesday, the last day, both of those are evidence that if we had a playoff, we could guarantee every year that there would be a game of that magnitude. So I think we should definitely go ahead and get an Ivy League playoff and have a nice 4-team finish to the season and see what comes of that.
Well, the one thing about that one-game playoff, it was something special and unique, which is one of the reasons I think it got so much attention. It's like, whoa, a playoff in the Ivy League.
Just note that it's reportedly all 8 men's Ivy League coaches are in favor of it. I know not all the women's coaches. Princeton women's coach Courtney Bankhart has been a noted opponent of the conference tournament. Talked to a bunch of players. The reviews were mixed, tended to lean against the tournament in favor of the current 14-game system. We'll move on to the Ivy League sport that currently has a conference tournament. That's lacrosse. Had some pretty big results this weekend that totally shifted the nature of the race.
Yeah, so Princeton beat Harvard this weekend by a big score, and which means that they'll play Cornell, who actually lost to Brown. So they'll play Cornell next Saturday night for the regular season championship and the rights to host the tournament after that. Shayan, what do you think about the lacrosse tournament? If we shouldn't have a basketball one, how do you feel about the lacrosse tournament?
Well, I think the lacrosse tournament right now, it's 4 teams. It's maybe a bit much. I would look. We have for baseball, we have the 2 divisions, and they play for a title game. Kind of set it up like a lot of college football, like big conferences set up their season. They have 2 divisions and they have 1 big championship game. I would like to see maybe that for a lacrosse tournament instead of this larger 4-game playoff.
A novel idea from Shayan Rakhit. Kevin, do you have any comment on that?
Just note the difference, but the biggest difference between basketball and lacrosse in terms of conference tournaments for lacrosse. Ivy League is one of the top leagues in the nation. There are usually 1, 2, 3 teams going to the tournament. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, that Ivy League tournament can be both a chance for high-profile games against nationally ranked teams and a chance to sneak an extra team into the tournament. Whereas in basketball, Ivy League's mostly a sort of mid-major conference with usually 1 team going, where extra games against those teams might not be able to increase the team's profile.
So let us know what you guys think. Tweet at us, give us a comment on an article, and you've been on the prowl.